Hey everyone, how's it going? So recently there's been one video I get requested to do over and over and over again, and obviously it's the video we're doing right now, Dragonite. My comment section is convinced that the Pokemon that will finally dethrone Mewtwo from its top spot in our tier list is this Pokemon, and I can see why. Looking at its stats, Dragonite is tied for Mew with a 100 base stat average. I mean, obviously, it's 500 divided by 5. So, that's good. Its attack is also the highest in the entire game. That being said, I immediately have my doubts about Dragonite being able to come anywhere close to Mewtwo. And before you think I'm spoiling the video, the issue with Dragonite is something we're going to have to deal with extremely early on, and that is its opening moveset. Yes, we have Agility, which Dratini didn't, but we're still pretty much dealing with Wrap for the foreseeable future, and the increase in attack to Dragonite doesn't really make much of a difference versus Brock. And I guess we should just talk about Brock. This took an extremely long time, and you might notice I'm not actually at level 6, which would be minimum battles. Not even close. In order to save as much time as possible, I fought Rival 1A, the 2 extra bug catchers, the mandatory bug catcher with the Weedle, and the junior trainer. And I still couldn't beat Brock, and it's not for the reason you think. 99% of the time, the reason you're going to lose the battle is you don't have enough HP to keep up with your opponent. HP was not the problem here. I don't think I ever got knocked out due to my HP getting to 0. What did happen though, is that I ran out of power points for Wrap. Wrap only has 20 power points, and the way Wrap works, for those of you who don't know, in Generation 1, it hits every single turn, and the other Pokemon can't move. That's partially why my HP is not too big a deal. It can hit anywhere between 2 and 5 times, and if the first hit of Wrap is a critical hit, every hit will be a critical hit subsequently. Speaking of which, for all Dragonite's amazing stats, its speed is very mediocre. Base 80 is a mere 15.6 critical hit ratio, which for Generation 1 legendary or pseudo-legendary Pokemon is quite awful. And because of that, I would routinely run out of Wrap. I should also mention Wrap does not have 100% accuracy, it is a mere 85%. So basically what you need to win is you need to not miss too much with Wrap, or pretty much not at all. And if you do, what you're going to need to do is after you knock out Geodude, you're going to use 6 Leer versus Onix, which you may have already seen, but figure I should mention it in case the battle is going too quickly. At this point, we want no critical hits because they'll actually deal less damage because they will not take into account the defense drops. And there you go, eventually you'll beat Brock. I actually had to do this a couple of times for a reason I'll talk about in just a second. The first time it took me just about 3 minutes, and the second time it took me closer to 20 before I actually could get a victory. And yeah, leveling up would be fine, but that would just make Dragonite's time even worse than it already is going to be. And it's going to be luck-based no matter what, because Wrap is inherently lucky. So as far as I'm concerned, the strategy is perfectly legitimate. But where I lost a run, funny enough, is despite Dragonite's seemingly massive move pool, a lot of the good moves Dragonite can use have something in common. They're all special moves. Dragonite can't even learn Mega Punch. Like, what the heck? It's got big, massive hands. But until Sword and Shield, there was no way for Dragonite to legitimately learn Mega Punch, and it was a tutorable move in Gen 3. Bizarre, and that's why I reset my run, because I went out of my way to get Mega Punch to make the next battles easier, and I can't even use it. Anyway, now we're at Cerulean, and most times, like 99% of the time, I fight Rival 2. And yes, even when I fight Rival 1A, we call him Rival 2 because he's the second mandatory rival. But you could already tell, we're not going to fight Rival 2 right now, we're going to fight Misty. And the fight goes pretty okay. One way to conserve Wrap power points, which you'll see me use for not too much longer because we're about to replace it, is by using Leer. And as you can already see, there's very little Staryu or Starmie could do. Misty's best moves are water moves, which I resist. And so that's 2 gym leaders down with the Wrap strategy. But even though this was an easy first try victory, it still wasn't quick, because Wrap takes so many turns, And with that said, Rival 2 essentially works the same way as Misty. For everything but Abra, I will use a Leer, because I'd like to not heal at the Pokemon Center. That will save a little bit of time. There is a bit of risk with Pidgeotto that it could use Sand Attack, and I would have reset, but it didn't. So I get a nice little first try victory, and yeah, I guess spoiler alert, but I mean, what are they going to really attack me with? Squirtle, which I pick because it learns Blizzard in the final battle, and so it has the biggest potential of being a problem. But for now, the Rival is extremely easy, and the biggest issue right here is trying to have enough power points not to heal at the Pokemon Center. Thankfully, we have Bubble Beam, and the special is base 100 is okay, not great, but enough to get through these battles quick enough. And speaking of which, we can speed right by this part and make our way to Vermilion on the SSN. Because we're not at minimum battles and because it will save a ton of time, we're going to get arguably one of the most powerful and useful TMs in the entire game, TM8 Body Slam. It's just such a strong move available so early on. Definitely not something Pokemon would do in modern Pokemon, but hey, I'm not going to complain, and let's see if this speeds up Rival 3. Well, it still doesn't want to KO Pidgeotto, but no Sand Attack, so that's fine. Maybe that Leer against Raticate was useless, probably was. We easily won a KO Kadabra, and Wartortle I don't bother using a Leer because it's a 2-hit KO anyway, and we don't really need the power points, so that's Rival number 3. Unsurprisingly, Dragonite with arguably its best physical move, pretty good at this point of the game. Will Lieutenant Surge shock us all and be able to make this battle difficult? No, it's looking like no. Although, Raichu wasn't a 1-hit KO, and that did pretty good damage with a critical hit. I still win, and this will give me access to Thunderbolt, which is a base 95 attack. We actually aren't going to use it too much, but since the Rival is a water Pokemon, it's something we're going to need to have for the rest of the run. And it will help against those super nerd Slowpokes coming up. But overall, not necessarily the most useful move on Dragonite, but still good nonetheless. Anyway, now that we have gotten past those super nerds and the rest of Rock Tunnel, it's time to head to Celadon City. And yes, I can get the TM for Ice Beam, and I'm going to, but I don't actually need it right now. It is quicker to go right into the game corner and battle Giovanni. And Bubble Beam. Kangaskhan is a 2-hit KO, okay? So that's a thing. And it has low special, so I used Thunderbolt, which I think did more damage. And I said I would use Thunderbolt sparingly, but here's an example of where it was useful. Now we're going to go shopping, but we can skip ahead and go right to Rival 4, who I battle next. And in this battle, every single Pokemon is a 1-hit KO now that I have Ice Beam. Except for Wartortle, because I wasn't paying attention and I was looking at some stats, and I didn't use Ice Beam just once, I used it every time, but it was still a 3-hit KO, albeit with a critical hit. So I think that goes without saying it's an easy battle. In fact, I had more trouble with the Channelers, and that doesn't bode well for Agatha, but again, let's not get ahead of ourselves, still a lot of game, and after we finish with Pokemon Tower, I'm not going to skip Erika because there's no need. Ice Beam should be great against her Pokemon. Unfortunately, does not want to KO Victory Bell, and it gets a... oh, come on. 5-turn wrap, really? So that wasted a bit of time, but it's knocked out now. Tangela is a 1-hit KO, that's great. Vileplume probably won't be, it's not. And Mega Drain, okay, that did, like, almost nothing. So there goes Erika. That's 4 gym badges. And now I have to decide where I'm going to go and battle next after I get Surf. I'm not going to use Surf on Dragonite. Ice Beam is a lot more useful than Surf, so I'll just teach it to Lapras. But I actually have legitimate concerns against Koga, since his Pokemon's defense is pretty high, and we don't know Psychic, so we don't have a super effective move. I actually think Rival 5 will be easier. Let's see if I'm correct. Alright, well I expect Pidgeot to outspeed me, so I'm going to go for Agility, actually to outspeed, not for Badge Boost Glitch. Sand Attack's the one thing I didn't want to see, so I might actually lose. Haven't lost a battle since Brock. And turns out I won't be losing to Pidgeot, that's 1 down. I miss with Body Slam, Growlithe misses with Takedown, and I don't knock it out, but Growlithe misses again. Pretty good luck. And I knock out Growlithe. Execute could be really trolly, it's one I don't want to miss against. Thankfully I don't, and it's knocked out. Alakazam I should 1-hit KO. Oh, I don't. Thankfully, Rival Fivel still uses potions, so okay. And we have one more Pokemon left, Blastoise. Alright, finally another miss, but it uses Bite, and I think you can tell if we don't miss too many times, we should win. Ahem. Alright, it stopped being funny. No, seriously. Uh-oh, that didn't do half. I actually could lose. Alright, please hit. Yes, okay. The no losing streak is still alive and well. Very, very close, but turns out Rival Fivel was the right play. That sand attack was very unfortunate. Literally anything else, this would have been a far less stressful battle. I have a full restore. Giovanni, by the way, not a problem. In fact, I'm probably showing you the battle as I'm blabbing, but here I have to make a choice. Blaine or Sabrina would be easier to face than Koga. Unfortunately, Blaine, who I think might be the easiest, I can't battle until I've beaten Koga because I can't use Surf. And I didn't want to KO Rival Fivel's Alakazam, so that makes me nervous for Sabrina's. So you know what, let's just go battle Koga and hope for the best. Unfortunately, I keep using my full restore and then getting poisoned, and I don't want to backtrack, so I'm going to have to battle Koga poisoned. That's going to be fun. And Ice Beam does about half to coughing. Tackle is fine, so that's one down. Now, my attack is way better than my special attack, so I'm going to go for Body Slam. That's only doing a third. This is what I was worried about. At least we got the paralysis. Muck uses X attack. That was alright. Another Body Slam. Minimize is actually not fantastic because I really don't want to miss. Thankfully, I don't, and we're halfway done. We've already seen what coughing can really do, but it's wheezing I'm nervous about. Ice Beam looks like it's doing about a quarter. Smog is good. Okay, that's very... Oh. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm nervous about every time I battle Wheezing, is it can just use self-destruct. And unfortunately, if this went by competitive battle rules, I would be the victor, because it used self-destruct, but by single-player rules, I lose, and our streak of consecutive winning battles is now over. And I actually lose 2 more times to Koga before I get this battle. You've already seen coughing, it's the same thing. Muck, I get a critical hit on one of the Ice Beams, but it goes for Sludge, so I'm at less HP. And coughing number 2 isn't the problem, but basically the big change is that Wheezing doesn't use self-destruct. And as far as I'm aware, it's a simple 1 in 4 chance that it uses self-destruct. Funny enough, this is my 4th battle, although I don't think that's what the actual odds were, but still kind of funny. And we've beaten Koga. And here's what's hilarious. I'm thinking about this. Sabrina might be the easier trainer. Am I going to battle the gym leaders in order? Well, the answer is yes. You actually can't battle Giovanni before you battle Blaine. So for the first time in I don't know how long, I'm going to battle the gym leaders in order. What's next? Not using badge boost glitch? Never. We're going to use it right here against Sabrina. I'm going to go for 1 agility to boost my speed. The second agility, as well as the first, will boost my attack a little bit, which I hope will allow me to knock out that Alakazam in a single hit. This is a rare time I actually prefer seeing Psychic because I just don't want to be confused, so down goes Kadabra. Oh, Mr. Mime, that's not a good sign. It heals, so we get to try again. Maybe it was a range. No, it was not. So that means we're not going to want to KO Venomoth, probably. We don't, but Psybeam does nothing, and now I kind of hope for a critical hit. No, we get a paralysis, and... critical hit Psybeam. That just stinks. And funny enough, I end up trying a 3rd agility to boost my attack just a little bit more. And while I am able to knock out Mr. Mime, still not a 1-hit KO against Venomoth, and also not a 1-hit KO against Alakazam, but it's very close. So I do something that I usually don't do, but is very simple and an easy way to overcome this problem. Just use one of my rare candies. Now, I don't like to use them now, because as you know, it takes more and more experience points to level up, and Dragonite's already in the slowest level up group, the same as Mewtwo. Another reason I was always concerned about it overtaking Mewtwo's spot. That being said, just take a look at how much of a difference 1 level makes. I mean, Kadabra and Mr. Mime we knew, but Venomoth was a 1-hit KO even. And this is why we have level up groups. But now that we're done with Sabrina, the only gym leader we can face is Blaine. He does have normal attacks, so I'm a little concerned, but hopefully it should be fine. But before we do, you might be wondering, why is my character named Adam? Well, one of my fans' wives, Tanya, asked if I could do something for her husband, Adam, who is a massive fan of the channel, So while it might seem a little silly, I thought it might be kinda cool if I named the main character after him. So Merry Christmas, Adam. So far, I think me and Dragonite have done well by your name, but there is a couple more difficult trainers. Will Blaine be one of them? Let's find out now. So first, we're going to set up agilities for the badge boost glitch, and thankfully Growlithe never attacks, so I can knock it out with a single body slam. Unfortunately though, Ponyta is not a 1-hit KO, and it uses Growl, so I think my attack is actually now lower than my special. So I'm going to use Ice Beam the rest of the way, obviously after knocking out Ponyta with body slam. So Ice Beam, Stomp does decent damage, and we get a freeze. Fun fact, there is no way Pokemon can dethaw themselves in Generation 1. I would have to hit Rapidash with a fire move to dethaw it. So yeah, down goes Rapidash. Now we move on to this big fire dog Pokemon, which just uses Roar and I win. It's really silly. But I call this thing Arcanine because it's a canine. Yet time and again, people try and convince me it's Arcanine. So I looked it up. In the anime, it's Arcanine. Pokedex 3D Pro, which is supposed to be official, Arcanine. But Pokemon Stadium 2 is Arcanine, and that's what I grew up with. So as far as I'm concerned, the pun is on canine, it's Arcanine. Now that that's out of the way, and you'll notice I actually battled Blaine again because I thought I got too lucky, but I won again. So apparently it was fine. We can battle Giovanni, and while I'm sure some of you are hoping I bust out the Count Von Count impression, pretty sure these aren't going to be 1-hit KOs after the first two. So I'm going to go for agility, so I outspeed Dugtrio. Yes, Rhyhorn's a 1-hit KO. Yes, Dugtrio's a 1-hit KO. But, as I suspected, Nidoqueen was not. Nor was Nidoking, but I got a freeze, not that it mattered in any way, shape, or form. And surprisingly, Rhydon actually was not a 1-hit KO. That really did surprise me. It has very poor special, but hey, it's only single super effective, not double super effective. So that's the one drawback of using Ice Beam. I could have taught Blizzard at this point, but it's actually good that I didn't in retrospect, and we'll talk about why just a little bit later. And I really do mean just a little bit later, because we only have 6 more battles to go, commencing with Rival 6. Thus far, the battles against the rival have all been very, very easy. We actually have not had anything but a first try victory. Will that trend continue here? So I'm going to set up one agility for actual speed. I don't 1-hit KO Pidgeot, but it's not a real problem. 32 HP is not a huge loss. I now level up. I did look at my experience points beforehand, so I knew I'd level up after Pidgeot, which is why I didn't use the additional agilities, and I probably could have used them against Rhyhorn, but I knocked it out. I'm hoping Growlithe will be a 1-hit KO. It's not with Body Slam. Understandable. And it uses a potion. Thank you, Gen 1 programming. Execute, I'm pretty sure, yes, it is a 1-hit KO. Alakazam probably won't be. It's not, but it goes for Reflect. I think I'll still knock it out. I do. Very, very good. Now we just have Blastoise. No real scary moves. Doesn't yet have Blizzard. We go for Thunderbolt, doing half, paralyzes, doesn't move. Really didn't matter. Best thing it could have done is Skull Bash, which is a 2-turn attack, so I would have been fine. And I got a critical hit for good measure. So, now we move on to the Elite Four. And I am not liking my odds. We start off with Lorelei, and you can tell I didn't play a lot of Pokemon Stadium 1, because even Pokemon Stadium 1 pronounces it Lorelei. But no need to talk about it. Let's just show you what it would look like if I didn't level up anymore. Thunderbolt does good damage, almost half. And Aurora Beam almost knocks me out. And yeah, I'm not going to last much longer in this battle. Don't want to KO Cloyster, and okay. So, we're going to have to use rare candies. Alright, so I'm at level 52. And okay, I'm doing better damage. And I tank that a lot better from Dugong. But now the big question is Cloyster now 1-hit KO? Yes, maybe. Critical hit, I have no idea. Whatever, Slowbro only has 1 attack, Water Gun. So I can easily knock it out, but I don't think I'm going to 1-hit KO the Jinx. It does have poor defense, and no, okay. Alright, one last idea before I do something completely different. I'm going to use Agility against Slowbro after I knock out the Dugong and hopefully the Cloyster. Okay, so I do knock out the Cloyster without a crit. Very good to know that. But Slowbro can do very little, so I'm going to use all 3 agilities, knock it out. Now, will I want to KO the Jinx? I do. And now I have to want to KO a Lapras, which I don't. And I lose. Okay, I don't know why I thought that was going to work. Let's try this much better strategy. Gonna require a tiny bit of backtracking to get the Pokédoll and Mimic, but I'm going to replace Ice Beam with Mimic. Remember how I said it's good that I didn't teach Blizzard? Well, this is why. Never gonna know when you need a move you didn't anticipate, and Mimic is going to work wonders here. Let me show you. Alright, so we've already seen the Dugong part. It's gonna do the exact same thing every time. Knockout. Are you... Come on! Really? It's a range? Alright. Let's try this another time. Dugong. Oh, I get a critical hit. That's gonna be kind of nice. And I get the range versus Cloyster. And here's the new strategy. Use Mimic. Mimic Amnesia. Use Thunderbolt to knock out everything. I am extremely confident this will work. And... knocks out the Jinx. And the Lapras. If I got a critical hit, that would have been bad, but Amnesia boosts my defense as well. Since Special is unified in Generation 1, so I actually could afford to get hit by a Blizzard. Didn't happen. We won. Now we're going to go battle Bruno. But before we do that, I'm going to delete Mimic. I no longer need it. And we're going to teach Blizzard. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. 1, 2, 3, 4, Yeah, not fun. Machamp is not going to faint to Blizzard, but its only attacking move that could really do anything is Submission. And I'm a flying type. And it didn't use it. So we move on to everybody's favorite part. Step right up to the Agatha Lottery. Dragonite is low level enough and slow enough that I don't know if I'm going to outspeed her Pokemon. And I have to rely on special attacks because even though a bunch of people are going to suggest it anyway, you cannot learn Dig or Earthquake in Generation 1. It's silly. Dragonite can definitely learn Earthquake in later generations, but in Gen 1, no can do. So let's see how this goes. First question is about speed. It goes for Nightshade, so it outspeeds. Nightshade's okay. Blizzard's not doing half, so this is not looking good. Anyway, really need to outspeed, so I'm going to go for Agility. Dream Eater is good. Alright, the Agility is now set up. Even with the slight special boost, Blizzard doesn't knock it out, but it goes for another Dream Eater. And I don't want to risk missing, so Thunderbolt knocks it out. That is 1 down. Now, I'm pretty sure Thunderbolt will knock out Golbat in... Seriously? At least it healed, but really? Okay then, another range we have to deal with. Lovely. Now we're going to use Blizzard with Haunter, and hey, that does... Oh, crit. Okay, that did good damage, but that means it's not even actually doing half. So in reality, it's actually a bad thing, and thus I don't know if I'm going to knock it out after that Super Potion? Oh good, I do. Okay, so now we just have the Arbok and the last Gengar. Pretty sure Body Slam will deal more damage, and I get a Paralysis. It goes for Glare, which misses. Thankfully, only 75% accurate in Gen 1. And Body Slam again. Hopefully that crit didn't matter, but whatever. And now we just need good luck on the final Gengar. Blizzard, I don't even know if that's doing a third. Confuse Ray is the one move I didn't want to see. No. And now I misclick. I go for Agility. At least I don't hit myself in confusion. But it goes for Dream Eater. That is the move I do want to see. Now please don't hit yourself in confusion. No. That's how I lose, isn't it? Alright, hold off. Dream Eater, still good. We're still in this. Alright, no confusion. Yes. Okay, one more hit. Toxic. Not great, but I'll take it. Because if I hit myself in confusion, it can really start to add up, especially with a Nightshade. But that's not a Nightshade, it's a Dream Eater, and I think I snap out of confusion this turn. I do, and okay, so I was confused the maximum amount of times. First try with the Mimic strategy, and we've made it past Agatha. And Lance is probably going to be pretty easy. I mean, I think I match up extremely well against his dragon Pokemon. I got nothing more to say. Let's see if it's really as easy as I think it's going to be. Alright, Thunderbolt versus Gyarados, 1 KO. Blizzard versus Dragonair, 1 KO. Blizzard doesn't miss again, 1 KO. Now, no crit Hyper Beam or Supersonic Bite, no crit either. Good. Knock it out with a 1 KO. And we're going to outspeed Lance's Dragonite. No miss. 1 Hit KO. We're at the champion. This is great. I've matched up extremely well against the champion as well. So it looks like Dragonite is going to make it through the Elite Four with relative ease. And had it not been for Brock, maybe this would be top tier. But hey, let's not talk about victory before we even start the battle. Champion can always be difficult, but I'm thinking this might be it. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to go for agility to outspeed Alakazam. Pidgeot goes for Sky Attack. Now I just need Blizzard to hit. It does. Very good. So that's one down. Now I don't believe I'll one-shot Alakazam. No. I do get the Paralysis. Psybeam, no confusion. Very good. There is a chance it can confuse me. So that's Alakazam down. So I did check my experience points beforehand, so I'm going to use the other two agilities, not for speed, but to boost all my other stats. Rhydon unfortunately misses with the Tail Whip, and Horn Drill is fine, but I'm just going to knock it out with Blizzard, and that's 3 down. All right, I think Body Slam should do more. Ooh, doesn't even do half. Thankfully, get the Paralysis there. Leer, that's going to boost my attack just a little bit more. Will this knock it out? It does not, and oh my, a takedown crit. That's not good, but we only have 2 Pokemon left. Blizzard should 1-hit KO. Wow, I was off. That wasn't even close. Thankfully, it went for Stomp and not Hypnosis. But we're going to need to 1-hit KO this Blastoise because it does have Blizzard. All right, come on. 1-hit KO, 1-hit KO. Yeah. No. No. We were so close. That was so close. And you know what? I could have stalled versus Rhydon. Could have gotten a few more Tail Whips. And then it would have been a 2-hit KO versus Arcanine. It could have knocked out Executor. I should have thought that was so easy. I didn't realize. Oh. Well, it's not like it's going to take me another 15 minutes to get back here, right? Right? Yeah, so it took me another 15 minutes to get back here. And there's only one reason for this. Agatha. Because that battle versus Agatha, the first battle I had versus Agatha, was extraordinarily lucky. We were put to sleep nary a single time. Not one. Nor were we really confused for all that much. But in the subsequent 9 battles, we lose in every way you can imagine. And there's very, very little I can do. There are some more rare candies lying around that are kind of inconvenient to get to, but we're not talking about 1 or 2 levels. We're talking about a good move. And it's really unfortunate because Dragonite at level 60 does know Hyper Beam, which would be great, but that wouldn't really help against Agatha anyway. I mean, maybe against the Golbat and the Arbok, but against her Ghost Pokemon? Seriously, if we just had Earthquake, this whole battle would be totally different. Instead, it's just loss after loss after loss. Even Dragonite can't get past the Agatha reality that slow Pokemon plus special attacker equals big, big trouble. And the annoying thing about losing to Agatha is that I need to battle Lorelei and Bruno every single time, and they're easy. I mean, I did lose to Lorelei a couple times. If Dugong gets a critical hit, there's nothing I can do. And if I don't get the range from Cloyster, I can get knocked out, but my win rate against her was pretty good. I even went back to the mart and bought some calciums. I did try different things, but when it comes to Agatha, you either need to outspeed right away without an agility, or have an attack that knocks out her Pokemon before they have too many chances to annoy you. Bruno, I didn't lose to a single time. I don't even know how I would lose to Bruno. Even an Ice Punch from Hitmonchan, it never happened. In fact, I even had a Bruno battle where I forgot to teach Blizzard, and so I still had Mimic and mimicked Ice Punch, and shockingly, I still won. Took me a while to knock out the first Onix, and thankfully, I lost that Agatha battle, so I don't have to show off that embarrassment. But the reason that happens is I just get very bored. It's the same battles over and over, just for a chance for Agatha to be not so obnoxious. And so finally, we're back at Agatha. Dream Eater turn 1's always a good sign. I go for agility. Blizzard, you already know how much that's going to do. And Hypnosis Miss, very good. Like before, no need for risk. Thunderbolt, knock it out. Now, with my higher special, I have a better range against Golbat. I still don't get it, so it goes for the Super Potion. Not really an issue, but still frustrating that that's a range. Haunter, I go for Blizzard, not doing half. Hypnosis miss. I decided to go for Agility because I get slightly better stats, and that will help knock out the Haunter in one more hit. Unfortunately, it goes for Confuse Ray. Unless I got a crit, it was getting a chance to attack anyway, so that's just unfortunate. Don't hit myself in confusion. Now we have to deal with Arbok. And in case you thought Body Slam would do more, no. Blizzard does way more than Body Slam. It does so much that Agatha decides to use a Super Potion. That's very good, and we knock her out with Body Slam. And so while we're still confused, we have a lot of health for the final Gengar. Actually, we're not confused, and we hit. Very good. Never mind, we're confused again. Hooray. All right, please hit. And, oh my god. Oh, crit didn't even knock it out. No. Dream Meter I like to see. Please just hit. No! Alright, Toxic, come on, come on. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, alright. So we've knocked out Agatha, and now we just have to beat Lance again. Lance isn't an issue. Really, the only Pokemon that even will get a chance to attack, assuming I don't miss with a Blizzard, which is a 10% chance on each attack, is Aerodactyl. And I can actually eliminate that possibility by simply using Agility against Gyarados, and it goes for Dragon Rage because I'm a Dragon type. So I think that's why it went for it. Maybe it was just random. I don't actually know. Who cares? Knock out the Gyarados. Now, please don't miss. Good. Don't miss. Good. Okay, so we've knocked out the 2 Dragonair, and I think Thunderbolt should 1-hit KO Aerodactyl. No. Okay, Hyper Potion. You know what? Redo. That was a mistake. Let's just go for Blizzard. I was worried about missing. No, not the one move with Supersonic. That was it. Oh, and of course I hit myself in confusion. Why wouldn't I? Oh, and Hyper Beam, yes! Let's just pile on. Okay, it wasn't a crit. So, we have chances. Please snap out of confusion. Alright, go. No. Okay, I just need to... Come on. Alright, thank gosh it went for Supersonic. But like, seriously, what is with this Aerodactyl? Just hit, yes! Come on! Man, please don't miss versus Dragonite. All right, you know what? I don't think you understand just how annoying it is to battle Agatha again and again and again and again and again. I want to win here. I have a strat. I've thought about it. I know it will work. I just need nothing silly to happen. Can that be the case? Let's find out. All right, Agility, Sky Attack, Blizzard. Same as last battle. Body Slam. Critical hit, that's actually good. Rhydon has terrible attack, so I'm just going to spam Agility even once I've reached my maximum speed and wait for 3 defense drops. Leer and Tail will both work. 50-50 chance of it using them. And that's the 3rd one. All right, please don't miss. All right, I think we're good. The only thing I don't know about is Arcanine could knock me out with Takedown. All right, Body Slam crit, no. Does way more damage. Leer. I think we did it. I think we won. I think that sealed the deal. As long as we don't miss. Yes! Yes! All right, we won. We won. There's no way we lost. Thunderbolts. There we go. I knew this would work. Man, it's so frustrating. As soon as I lost, I realized I could have just waited for Rhydon to use more attacks. It has such bad attacking moves. Ugh, that wasted so much time. Not in-game time, mind you. This isn't going to affect Dragonite's tier ranking time-wise, but definitely it will affect it in the sense that Agatha was a lot trickier than I thought it would be, which is actually kind of a good thing. Sometimes if I win early, I don't really know how difficult fights would have been. I knew I got a little lucky, but I didn't realize how lucky it was. Anyway, final time, 351. That is pretty much below all the other legendaries. In fact, it's going to go in tier 3, the top of tier 3, but tier 2, we have incredibly good times, sub 3.5 hours, and there's a significant divide between the Pokemon in the second tier and Pokemon like Dragonite that do well for large sections of the game, but struggle mightily with some sections. And I'm going to go back to working on my other videos. We're going to see some generations never before seen on this channel. Very exciting. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, all that stuff. Thanks for watching. Take care.